I'm
Sorry,
multitasking.
sorry about that, Hernan.
Oh, there you are.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Robin.
Everybody
Hi.
say hi to Joe Morton.
Hi,
Hi,
Joe.
Joe.
Well,
Yeah. Hey,
hello,
Joe.
everyone. Good
Hey,
evening.
Joe.
Sorry for the delay. I had the I don't know. I wasn't thinking straight. So here I am. Sorry. I'll just mute and be ready and quiet.
Oh, no, that's awesome. Awesome. Thank you for taking the time to spend a few minutes with us. Appreciate it. So let's get started. I'm going to make a few comments and then I'd like to have you share what your experience has been so far with everything that's been happening with the development of ed- uh, the executive branch and what you see the product. I know because you're plugged in with all the product experiences throughout the whole company, and so I'm kind of curious what your take is of all that and the growth that you're seeing, and kind of maybe give us a little flavor of what how you see things unfolding. But just to start, I want to thank everybody for being here. You guys are absolutely amazing. You guys, uh, you crushed it in December. That's amazing. Amazing. And you know, you did it without having a replicated site. You did it manually, which was absolutely amazing. Our Prima and our Flex is changing lives. The stories are unbelievable. You guys are doing a fantastic job at getting it out. And I've been getting organized for the first couple days, and I started today to reach out to the leaders to find out who is new on the team and who wants to run with us, who wants to build. Because I want to dig down deep and work with the leaders and then work with the new people that are coming in so that we can create those kappas. We are kappa kickstarters. So we want to get those kappas up and running. And we want to take our Vintes, push our Vintes up into Premio, and then uh, push each rank up one level during this month. Okay, so I'm going to be reaching down in and having conversations with all of you. Do you want to say anything?
No.
No? Robin has another testimony, but she won't tell you. She's not going to say. She wants to be absolutely positive. But so thank you for being here, Joe. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you for giving us this blessing, this incredible opportunity to allow us to help others to feel better and to change our financial situations, especially at this time. It was needed all the way around. It was needed physically and financially. There was a big need for this. And so I want to thank you. But if you could just share just a little bit with the team, that'd be great.
Well, thank you, Hernan, and thank you, Robin, so much for inviting me on the call, and thank you for your patience with my few minutes of gathering in there. It's interesting you asked me about that because I just got off a call with, Malcolm over in overseas, and he's working with a leader over there, try to come in, and they're not even able to sign up at this point in time because we're just doing a few test shipments on a market that and but they had product arrive uh, right before Christmas, and so they've only been on it for a week and a half or so. And at one point, she just stops and she says, I do need to tell you how this product has affected me. And she just went on, boom, boom, boom. This is just the Prima, boom, 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 and it was just experience after experience. And I just sat there. It was like time stood still for a moment, Ernie and Robin. It was really quite a beautiful moment, and I thought that it was just beautiful because I thought Malcolm introduced this person to them to this product, and even though we can't do business at the moment, this person's like a different person. And And I had another moment kind of similar today where I was talking to someone. There was a customer service thing that we were working through. And so we're just kind of going to logistics of the processes and hey, can we fix this? Can we fix this? Can we fix this? And then at one point, the person just said, "Look, I don't want you to think it's just that I just have this issue of customer service." It was a very pleasant discussion. They said, "But let me tell you how this product has affected me." And then she went on to say, I can't remember the exact number, but the people that she's introduced, she's like, "I've never seen anything like this." She's like, "Out of all my years in this business," um, she explained that somewhere, and this is just with the Prima, the Flex, I don't think has arrived to her team yet. And she just said, uh, she described it as a desert island product that I wouldn't, that the 6 out of 10 or 5 out of the 10 wouldn't even go on a desert island without the product. And she's after like 15 days, she says, "How is that possible? How is that actually possible?" And one of the big testimonials that came out of it, and I'm sure you've heard this, Hernan and Robin, on your teams. In fact, I heard your call the other night. So thank you for sending me the link. It was really quite neat to be on that link. And and one of the big testimonials is that people just don't feel as hungry. You know, they're not as they just don't feel like they need, and so they'll eat like half their plate or whatever. And in a world, in a nation, and in a society right now where everything revolves around food. I don't know if everyone's I don't know if that's ever dawned on anyone. Like everything we do seems to sort of revolve around food. Turn on the TV and watch ads. It's all food related. It seems to be, you go to a sports game, food, go to a person's party to watch a sports game, food, more food, more food, more food. And so anything, and one person, and this is all in one day. I just want you to all know this is all in one day. It was really quite almost emotional what I'm feeling a little bit. One person said, "I actually lost 3 pounds during maybe it was you. I don't know who sent me that. Like it was a cut and paste, and they had lost 3 pounds during the holidays." And I was like, what? Holy macro. And who can say that? Like, how many people can say that during the holiday season, where I think the average is they gain like 3 pounds or 4 pounds. And this person was just beside themselves because they had lost 3 pounds. And so now, by the way, I'm not saying that everyone's going to have that experience. I know, Hernan, you like to do your little disclaimer, which is, I think, a wise thing as a company that we do that. And I commend you for that when you did that on your call. And I don't want to say that everyone's going to, but I will say this: it's becoming pretty common. So I actually asked Dr. Johnson today about that because he's going to be on our call tomorrow. And he just started going on about everything from olive oil to this and then the extracts. And it was kind of cool to hear his perspective. But, we heard this term in the industry, and maybe some of you have heard it, maybe you haven't, where I know Hernan and Robin, you've heard this before, but science tells, but stories sell. And the science said before as we were developing this, science said this was going to work. But then the stories kind of start to come, and I'm really touched. Truthfully, I'm really touched. And so what's going on in my heart and my mind right now? And I'm talking just product now, but I want to get into the business side too for a second, Hernan, because you mentioned that as well. But when I grew up, it's just as a kid, you just imagine you kind of seeing this little kid. I was 4 or 5 years old. Gord was 7 or 8 years old when my father started the network marketing business in the basement of our house. I didn't know anything. I was just a little kid. All I did see, though, was that it represented good, that the industry represented good because people would come in, much like people on this call right now. You're experiencing something similar to this, where someone comes to you and says, "Hey, I'm looking for something for my health," let's say, and you introduce this product right here. By the way, that's pretty sexy, I'd say. I mean, I gotta give my big brother props. That is pretty cool. Like nothing you could ever see in this industry. Um, but people would come, they would leave, and then they'd come back and they'd thank my parents. And I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." So to me, it represented good. And then I'd see them leave, having signed an application form, whatever that meant to me as a 4 or 5 year old or a 6 year old, you know. It just, they sign something, they leave, then they come back, whether it be in a month or 2 months or 3 months, and they're making a little extra income and they're super stoked and now their product's paid for. So to me, it represented good, Vernon and Robin. It represented a good thing. And here we are, fast forward all these years later, it still represents good. And in a world, you were talking about the business side and the financial side. So a lot of people have on their minds AI is going to take over. But I'll tell you what AI cannot do is this. It's that personal develop, it's that personal touch, that what we say in the sales industry and in network marketing, belly to belly, that personal touch, the human touch marketing. That's not going to be taken away. We need each other. We need each other. As human beings, if there's one thing we learned, there's a lot of things I think we learned during the whole 5 years ago experiment, is we need each other. We started going a little when we were stuck in our houses all day long and not talking to anyone. If we happen to be lucky enough to have a big family around, even that got a little old after a couple of weeks, you know. We need people. We need human interaction. And this industry does that. It allows this. And this is an industry, if you'll allow me to just wax a little philosophical. Maybe I'm taking too much time, honey. If you want me to just say, shut up, that's cool. But in an industry, in the world we live in right now, where we almost don't feel like there's any hope anymore. And network marketing says there's no respecter of people, no respecter of where you come from, whether you're on this side of the tracks or that, or whether your age, whether you've got a certain degree or not next to your name. It doesn't matter whether you're a male, female, whatever a person's financial situation is or their race. It doesn't matter. We are no respecter of people. It's a beautiful thing when you think about it in a world that just judges and says you can or you can't do that. And network marketing just says whatever you want to be, you can be. And I was thinking about this. I was thinking about just this over the weekend. I shared this with another group, if you'll permit me. This is a book that I just absolutely love. If you've never read this, anyone, this is magical. It's just, you can see it. It's just this small little book. You stick in your pocket. It's called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, written in 1903. And I had this experience back a few years ago, and I was going through some challenges, just life challenges, and I decided I got to get out of Dodge, and I'm going to go and I'm going to climb Kilimanjaro in Africa. And I know that sounds a little extreme, but I had a buddy that was going through some stuff, and my son wanted to come with me. He was 16 years old. And so we're on the side of Kilimanjaro, and Kilimanjaro is like this magical place. Like you go through all these different climatic zones, and we got through the rainforest area, and you get up, and so it was maybe camp 2 or 3, I can't recall exactly. And we were sitting in this tent, and you could look out. It's as if you could see all of Africa, which you couldn't because it was all cloud covered. But we're above the clouds now, and all you can see is clouds. It's just like magical. And we're sitting in our tent, and my son shifts his backpack around, and this book, not this particular one, but this book falls out. As a Man Thinketh. I'm thinking, did you read this? And he says, yeah. My buddy told me to give it to him, that I should read it. And I thought, first of all, I was a pretty proud dad. I'm like, wow, my son, 16 years old, reads this book. Like, that's pretty cool. And this was on no joke. This is no exaggeration. Our father, when people would have guns and ammo or whatever on the back of their toilet seat, this was on our toilet seat. This seemed to be somewhere everywhere. Now, you take it for granted though when you're a kid. I don't know if there's any kids out there listening. You're like, yep, I understand. Like, I took it for granted. I had a dad that was like freaking Zig Ziglar. And it drove me nuts a little bit as a kid, because tired of listening to it. Every time we get in the car, Zig Ziglar, Bob Proctor, whatever is in the tape deck. But I just thought I should read this. And this is what it's only a couple pages into it. And I'll just read you the one paragraph. It just clicked, and it was exactly what I needed to hear, because I was playing the blame game. We do this. You blame the government. You blame that useless uncle, or you blame the whatever. You blame. We're blaming everyone for our circumstance. Network marketing says you can do it no matter what. There's no blaming going on. It comes down to you. And that's what I learned on the side of Kilimanjaro. This is what, well, I should say I was reminded of that. Let's say I was reminded of that. These are the words of all the beautiful truths pertaining to the soul, which have been restored and brought to light in this age. None is more gladdening or fruitful of divine promise and confidence than this, that man or woman, again, written in 1903, so I got to throw in the woman thing. Man or woman is the master of thought, the molder of character, and the maker and shaper of condition, environment, and destiny. I keep this on my desk at all times, by the way. It just sits here, and that's why I just thought I'm going to just share this thought tonight, is as you brought up the fact that we're all kind of in this mode. We're looking for better health. We're looking for better wealth. And if you're looking at this for the first time and you happen to be on this call, I first of all commend you, because Hernan and Robin are amazing leaders, and you go upline from them as well. It's phenomenal. And whoever, I can't see who's on the call, but I bet you it's just a stellar call. I can imagine who's on this call, guys. It's probably great. But you might be looking at this for the first time and you're wondering, can I do this? And the answer is absolutely. And it's up to you. That's the beautiful thing. The beautiful truth pertaining to the soul, which is brought to light in this age. None is more glad. And the whole idea is that it's up to us. I had a group of leaders that I was on a call with this week that challenged their group to read Think and Grow Rich. So guess what? I brushed off this book, guys, and I'm reading it, and it's beautiful. And that's the whole point of this too. Anyone who's ever thought of and I see you nodding your head, or I guarantee you've read this. And so I'm reading it again. I've read it several times. I encourage us all to read this again. If you've read it before, read it again. It's just, I'm so glad I'm waking up every morning, read it and going, these are just tried, true, and tested principles and truths. I see you busting it out there, Hernan. I see it. It's the old school stuff. But guess what? We're going old school, which is human to human marketing in a world that we're looking at. It has to be over here. It has to be over here. It has to be technology, or I can't do it. I loved what you said. What do you got there, Hernan? What's that? I can't see.
I've read it so many times, the binder came apart.
I love it. That's beautiful. Now that is well read. Nicely done. Yeah. Nicely done. This was a new version of it that I happened to buy, and it's kind of cool because he throws in whoever the person is that's redoing this particular edition, and they're throwing in stuff like when he talks about, Henry Ford in it, and Henry Ford challenging his team. You've got to create the 8-cylinder engine, and they tell him no, and it takes them a year, but he finally gets it. Well, then he throws in also like a little thing about Bill Gates, which I thought's kind of cool and then he throws in other little more modern stories as well, just a little paragraph. So it's kind of fun. They bring a little modern into it, but I bring that up because you might be looking at this saying, can I do this? And the answer is absolutely you can. It's for everyone. It's not for just this person or that person or over there. It's for everyone. And so, sorry, Hernan, if I took too much time on that. These are some of the passionate thoughts that I have right now because it's happening. It's happening. And I'm seeing ahead. We press the fast forward button, Hernan and Robin, to this day of January 5th, 2027. You're going to have an entire call or two dedicated to just copper recognition. And you'll have, think about the people, the money that's going to be made, and the health and wellness that's going to be had, the way that people's lives, it's humbling. It's humbling.
You see it, don't you?
Yeah,
You feel
I
it.
feel it.
We know where it's going, don't you, Hernan?
Yeah.
And
It's already
Robin,
predetermined.
you know where this is going.
Destination.
You know what the outcome is.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking 1 year from now.
Yeah, and the thing is that we want everyone to come with us, but some will and some won't. And most of it is mindset. it's how they see the world and how they see themselves. And so you're providing the vehicle, and some of us are going to get in and drive the hell out of that thing. And then others may not.
Mhm.
And that's okay. But for those that really want to get in and go on the drive with us, I'm going to be right there with them. And so are you, I know. The whole
Mhm.
company will be. Yeah.
Mhm.
I see it. I feel it, brother. I feel it.
I don't know if we've felt this in the industry for a while, you know? And in a world that's in an industry that's saying, no, it can't be done, can't be done. You just said it right before I got on, which is, hey, you guys did this without even the replicating websites. And they're coming. They'll be here soon. But you did this without that yet. That proves that human touch marketing is still real and alive and well.
Yeah.
It's just going to make it that much gooder when, to use Ray's terminology, gooder is going to get gooder when we just start adding a few of those other features, you know?
Yeah. Oh no. There's no doubt, no doubt. Um, so um things are coming. Do you guys have an idea when everything will be 100% complete? The website, the back office, the tools,
Oh, sorry, that was me. I kicked my foot kicked the stand here, and it's just so funny. Okay, good. When will everything be complete? It's getting pretty close. Will it ever be fully complete? I got to
no.
be truthful. I don't know if they will ever be fully complete. There'll always be adding stuff. There'll always be new stuff to be had to be added to the. David's asking about replicating pages. Yeah, that's we actually met on that right today. Replicating websites. It's getting close. I'm just not quite there yet. We brought this to market pretty fast, like relatively speaking, and like for example, in our last venture, I mean, we had that formulation dialed in before we even started running. And so it was a little easier. And it's still that took like 4 months to get up and going. And so we developed this whole thing and brought this whole thing together. And, I think, I feel like it's quite a godsend that these ingredients and the delivery came together the way that it did, because it really is changing lives. And I'm very honored to have been a part of that formulation process, because I'm hearing stories that are just um, that are really quite remarkable, as you are too. I heard
Yeah.
your call the other night. Holy mackerel, that was really special. Touch me.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would imagine some things take precedence over others. And
Yes.
so some things are more important and they're in the front of the flow chart. You have a flow chart. That's how we built airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
We color in the chart because that job's complete, and then you move on to the next section of the flow chart. And that's what you guys are doing. You-
Mm-hmm.
And so some things are more important, and I understand that. So
Well, shipping product, for example,
yeah,
making sure that commissions are paid. Now we're on to, I don't know how much, what is that, three or four, maybe five weekly commissions and one unilevel, and we're on it. Well, we're there for the unilevel. It's going to happen in just like a week or next week, I guess the end of next week, or sometime next week, the 15th.
yeah, yeah,
So
exciting.
those are the number ones. Those are the main priorities, and I want you to know that that's not to be an excuse. I'm going to tell everyone right now. I take responsibility for that. I'm one of the owners, but we also want it to be we wanted to get these key elements right. There's a lot of companies that'll launch and they'll have all those bells and whistles, but they can't pay commissions, or they have don't no product. Well, that doesn't help any. So we wanted to make sure that we get the basics in there. And now, like, think about it. The testimonials are starting to flow. They're really starting to flow, and people they're starting to get checks, and once it's just going to be like adding fuel to the fire when we start dropping those in. And if you might be asking about the skincare line, that's in development, and I would think that's a couple months away. We really wanted to get this flex out first,
Yeah,
and not to say that the skincare is not important, because it's very important. In fact, my son used the sample last night on a dry patch of skin, and he's like told me this morning, he's like, Dad, holy mackerel, my skin, because he's got it on one arm and on the other arm. So he decided he wanted to test one arm and not the other arm. And he's like, well, the one arm's feeling better and it's looking better the next day. So, and that's the facial serum.
Right.
So
Right.
we want to get it to market, but this, a lot of people live day to day in pain, and if this can help someone, we want it. We felt that that was the higher priority. So to go to your point about priorities,
Yeah. So I'd like to switch gears real quick because I I think that you really get supercharged by hearing people's stories. I think the stories are really important. And I'd like for you to hear from a few people on the team that have had experiences with the product.
I'd love
Uh,
that.
okay, so who would like to share their? Oh,
I have one from today, so I'll just say it really quick. My niece, my great niece, she's 10 years old and she's got this sickness that is going around really bad here in Idaho. It's everywhere, but she's got the congestion, the cough, she's got a fever. It's just her fever is just under 103. She's she she's crying, she doesn't feel good, her throat is sore, and so I gave the Flex to my sister and she rubbed it on her throat. She rubbed it on her, she rubbed it all around her face and down on her chest. And as soon as she did that, and it gave her enough relief that she could go to sleep. So she said that the pain in her throat was a lot better. I mean, she told me it was gone, but she's 10, and I don't know if it was all the way gone. But Hernan had a sore throat, and he said that his sore throat went away when he rubbed it on his sore throat.
Wow.
So maybe it did, but it comforted her enough that, and she could go to sleep and let everything work. But
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
yeah, pretty amazing. Before we go any further, guys, these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. So wanted to get that in there. Who else would like to share
I,
their testimony with Joe?
I would like to share a testimony. My name's Kevin from Pennsylvania. So Fifi shared the products with me, the Flex and the Prima. And so I was on a Prima shortly after it came out. But when I got the Flex, it just blew me away. I have a torn meniscus, bruised bone, and early osteoarthritis, and my knee was in excruciating pain. I had a accident several months ago, and when I started using the Flex, I just could not believe the relief that I had. And I told Fifi, I said, I know that you guys have these big meetings eventually. All I want you to do is tell whoever invented the Flex that I love them. It's just unbelievable. I mean, I'm to the point now where I went to the gym this morning. I rode the bike at a good speed, you know, did 5 miles. I'm dripping wet, sweating. Then after that, I shower and I go in the pool for an hour. And this is all going on early this morning. Then I went to, I won't say it, but a favorite store that sells rotisserie chickens. I love it there. The only problem is the floors are so hard. And I hate walking on, I'm walking around pain free and just scratching myself saying, this is unbelievable. And I was released from physical therapy also. So this Flex is unbelievable, but it's a great product. And I don't know who invented it, but I love them.
Kevin, that's amazing. That would be Ashley. And that would be Ashley, and I will pass that on. And Kevin,
Okay.
you're my soul brother. I tore my meniscus about 5 months ago. What is it, your left or right knee?
My left knee.
Me too. We're definitely soul brothers. And so I've been doing the same thing. And that's funny. I thought I was the only one with this testimonial. So thank you, Kevin.
All
You're
right.
holy macro.
Well, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. And remember, guys, we don't want to use the word pain. I can mute out the word that Kevin spoke, but try to use discomfort, okay? All right. I see Deb. I see your hand. Yoka,
Yes. Hi.
would you like to share?
Yes, I would love to share. Thank you so much. I'm thrilled. I began with Prima last November the 28th. And the first thing I noticed that I could breathe more deeply. And I was excited because in the mornings I would wake up and it was like ready to start another day. And I'm a writer at the moment, so writing my animal stories for a book. And then I lost 3 or 4 pounds. I heard people say that, and I checked myself, and I went, "Hey, not bad." I work out with First of all, I'm bedridden most of the time, 90%, because I was in a very bad accident almost 2 years ago. And then I have a lady named Gaia who comes and gives me PT, and we would do all the exercises, including, of course, the arms. And I would notice that my pain was so bad in my arm. And she says, "Oh, that's okay. You're not alone. Everybody has pain there when we do the exercises, including me." Well, lo and behold, a few days after taking Prima, I said to her, "Gaia, look at me. There's no pain. Oh my God, there's no pain. It's amazing." Then I moved from 1 pound to 3 pounds because that's the only weight that I had, from 1 to 3. And I lifted them both hands and both arms, exercising, no pain. It was amazing. Excuse me. I'm sorry. No discomfort. And then I had to make notes because they told me, "Don't read. You got to come from your heart." Well, I'm here. Oh, the other thing, my neck. I would hear crackle, 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 pop. It was like, oh my God, it's not gone, but it's lessened to like 75 degrees at least. Um, then Lisa, who's my uh, darling, who shared about OLIABO in the beginning, and then of course my darling friend Fifi. And she said the other day, Yoka, have you noticed that you have improved focus? You're a lot more focused. Because in the beginning, I was worried about my brain. And I said to her, "I keep forgetting." And she probably got annoyed with me because I kept saying, where's the link? What do I do? And anyway, that's improved my memory and my focus. I don't still sleep well, but then on the other hand, I thought to myself, well, maybe I only need 5 hours. Who knows? And then during rehab, the last month that I was there, I went to visit a friend in another room, and I walked backwards in these heavy duty boots that I had from surgeries to protect me. And I tripped and fell backwards and whacked my head against the wall. And I had memory loss. I couldn't hear anymore. The other thing is that I'll share that in a moment. So I came home and I was very disturbed by that. You can imagine. Then using the Flex, I'm starting to notice that I adopted an 18-year-old cat. She's sitting in my lap, and I couldn't hear her purr. And I thought, there's something wrong with this cat. And then my friend who got her for me, she said, "Well, Yoka, maybe it's your hearing." I don't know. And then one Sunday, a couple of weeks ago, she was in my lap. I was brushing her. It was dead silent in my place. And I could hear a purr, like a faint, but I could hear it, which meant that my hearing's improving, and ways to go. But you know what? We're going further with it. So then another thing was balance. I would stand at the bathroom sink and I would have to lean on my left arm so that I could brush my teeth or wash my face. And now I can stand up and bend over slightly. I don't have to lean anymore. I have balance. It's amazing for me because I'm crippled. And so that's a big, big deal.
Yoka,
It's
that's
huge.
amazing.
And
Yeah.
then my surgeon told me, because I had neck problems. I was when I was 13 years old, I grew to be almost 6 feet tall, and I was very shy, cripplingly shy. And I started to lean forward as if I had a cell phone, like the kids do today. I keep seeing people, I keep telling them, stand up straight. Anyway, so as a result, my neck had a lot of issues. And then I saw a surgeon a few years ago, and I said, "What am I going to do? I have headaches. I have this and that. Goes down my shoulder blades." And he said, "You need surgery." Oh my God! So the other night, excuse me, I'm so overwhelmed with gratitude. The other night, I laid my head down. I was watching a movie, and all of a sudden, the pain from the neck, that big knob at the back. Well, I got a big one, and it traveled down my shoulder blade into my arm, and I was in so much pain. I grabbed that Flex. No, I had never used it yet. That was my first time. I rubbed it on, and it went away. Oh, I could sigh relief. It was so tremendous. And then it came back maybe a few hours later, and I did it again. That stuff is miracle. It's a miracle. It's amazing. And then
Wow.
and then one more. I had a huge surprise. I had the other day, it was like maybe a week ago. I went, I'm not grabbing my glasses anymore. Sure, I had cataract surgery many years ago, but the eyes still deteriorate. At least they did with me over time. And I'm wearing these glasses, and I didn't touch them anymore. I never reached for them. And I went, oh, and I'm looking, and it's like, it is for real. My eyesight has returned completely whole, completely. I mean,
Wow.
now I still need surgery so I can walk on my knee and my other knee, etc. A lot of issues, but I have Flex and I have Prima, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be so grateful because I have this. That once I have the surgery, oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Thank you so
Wow. Bless your
much.
heart. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Yeah. Holy cow. Joe, you need some Kleenex over there?
Oh my gosh. My gosh. I love yoga.
Wow. So, Yoka, I want to thank you so much for sharing.
Oh,
You actually made me aware that my neck is no longer clicking and popping when I turn it. I did not realize that. You made me aware of that. So thank you so much for that.
we all need to share so we can hear each other. That's really important.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. So next up is Deb, because I saw Deb's hand. Deb, you still here? She may have dropped off. I don't see her anymore. Okay, while we're waiting for Deb, let's go to David. Hi, David.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
You look amazing tonight.
Oh, thanks.
I'm not going to be quite as long. I just wanted to give something. I actually just started taking the Prima like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks when I first got it, and I've been taking supplements, for quite some time, a couple decades. So I'm aware, it takes time for these things to get in and start working. So I wasn't expecting anything. I grabbed them. I took them the first day, and then I was out doing some work, and I was like, while I'm out, I'm like, you know what? Let me just stop and go shopping because we need some food. I wound up shopping for the whole week. $300 worth of shopping. It's like that's a lot of food. Well, I live in New York, so it's expensive. Um, and then I came home, and I'm like, you know what? Let me get the kitchen all clean for my wife. I did all the dishes and cleaned up the stove and everything. And I said, you know what? I'm here. Let me just go ahead and make dinner. And I'm 61 years old, so I'm like just getting over that part of where you start to slow down a little bit. And I'm like, what's going on? Why am I doing all this? And then it dawned on me, oh, what I do? What I change? Did I take like kryptonite or something? But I realized I just took the OLIABO, and I literally thought to myself, I feel like I did like 10, 15 years ago. So it, the point being is it's not a miracle drug. It's not a miracle cure. It's just giving your body what it's been longing for. With today's society, the food we eat is just junk, basically. And even when we try and get organic stuff, it's been so depleted over the years. So when your body gets the tools that it needs, it operates the way God intended. And that's how I can quantify it. My body is now getting the tools that it needs. It's operating the way God intended, and I literally feel like I did 10 to 15 years ago. That's my quantification, and that's all I have to say about that.
Wow, fantastic. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, David, for sharing. I'm sure a lot of us are feeling that too. I don't think you're on your own for sure. But thank you for sharing. Let's go to Liddy. Liddy, are you there?
I am. I am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Hernan and Robin, for reaching out. I'm just going to just add a little thought. I actually want to talk about the olive oil. And so I've been reading a lot online about olive oil and all the benefits. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a gut reset. So I decided to take a look at digestion. So it's made a suggestion that maybe 1 to 4 tablespoons AM and PM. So I started out with 2 tablespoons first thing in the morning, waited 30 minutes, and then went on to take the Prima and went on with my day. That's what I did New Year's Eve. New Year's Day morning, I did that in the evening, just the 2 tablespoons. The morning, 2 tablespoons, waited 30 minutes, Prima. In the middle of New Year's Day, my left ear started to itch. Like, you know, when you want to itch it so bad, like you want to get a Q-tip in the middle of your head to itch it. It was like that. So I put my finger in my ear and I started to go as deep as I could go. And all of a sudden, it was like a great big clump of earwax came out. Now, I have very small eustachian tubes. I actually have to have my ears flushed and in order to be able to hear. My father, I mean, everyone, the whole family, this is the deal. So I thought, okay, that was weird. The only thing I did was add, that was 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay. So New Year's Day evening, 2 tablespoons. Next day, 2 in the morning, Prima. Middle of the afternoon, I'm out shopping and I'm like, oh, my right ear. Oh, I gotta, man, this is like, I want to go to the middle of my head to get this. And so I put my little finger in and all of a sudden another big chunk of earwax came out. Now I'm like, okay, I can hear better. Is that possible? Okay, so 4, and then on my left ear, and then 4 more in my right ear, and I have my wax, my ears cleaned. I am good to go. So I'm grateful. And then we were sharing this with my family, and my brother's seeing me pour this, and he goes, Liddy, you know better than that. You know, farmers, you know, when they pour the oil out of the can, they have to pour it so that it's the spout is on top and you won't have all this, you know, leakage or you won't have all the spillage. So now I'm teaching everybody, if it's in your left hand, have the spout be towards, you know, your thumb, or if it's in your right hand, just turn that can around and make sure that you're pouring so that the spout is on the top. So if that's a little insight for anybody, and then some people have called like, how do you open this thing? I said, well, you go get a spoon and you lift that little lip up, and then you put a spoon underneath there and you use that as your leverage. So, and then don't push it back in because some people lost the spout. So anyway, if that's of any help tonight, I just want to say it's been a joyride. Thank you, Joe. Love OLIABO. Shalom.
Thank you, Liddy. Thanks for teaching everyone about that too, because there's been a little confusion on that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I learned something there, Liddy. Thanks for the tip. That's awesome. I know better. That's when I put oil in my car, that's the way I put it in. So why not, right? Did we ever get Deb back? I think is that your Deb, Donna? I think that was your Deb. No, I don't think she
I'm
came
not
back.
sure it is because it just came in as Deb, so I'm
She
not
must have
sure if it's
she
my
must
Deb.
she must have dropped off. So anybody else want to share? Oh,
Sure.
yeah, okay. Colleen, could you just take a minute or two and give us your testimony?
Yeah, absolutely, Hernan. I don't know which thing to hit first. Um, Hi everybody. I hope you're doing amazing. There's a number of things that have happened to me. The first thing was the digestion movement with the Prima, and that really got my body going. And why I'm sharing that with you, why it's so important to have a healthy colon, a healthy digestive system, is because I didn't know. I thought I was doing all the right things. And back in the summer, I went for a test and they found some microblood in my stool. So I'm just being a little bit open here just for everybody. And I was like, oh, what does that mean? And they're like, well, that means you've got to get a colonoscopy. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Anyways, they did find a couple of polyps in there and three other little anomalies. So it is important. This olive oil and the Prima being such a high therapeutic, I'm really excited to have in my body. So I wanted to express that first because that's where it went for me. In about 5 days, that's when I started to go, oh, my right shoulder. Yay. You see, Joe and everybody, actually, I've shared with Joe a bit of my story, but I have this compressed vertebrae in my neck, and then something around one part of the vertebrae has like a rough edge. So, like a lot of people, right? Hard to turn certain ways. And it just came up the last 2 years where now I'm really feeling it, last 1.5 years. So I have to, oh no, okay, I'll save this for private. Sorry, there's another little fun little thing to do with our products. But that movement came in the body there. And then I noticed so flexibility and loose. Again, not perfect, still dealing with stuff in my body, but I'm like, oh, this okay. And the big thing came at about 3 weeks. I've been on the product for just over 4 weeks, but there's a bit of a problem. My order, kind of got ordered right around Christmas time and haven't got it yet. And so I've been borrowing a little bit here and a little bit there from my one of our friends here in North Vancouver. And I've been inconsistent with the Prima. And when I got inconsistent, I was like, ooh, because I hit 3 weeks. And the pain pressure that I deal with as a result of this, like what many of you have shared, it's pretty darn hard to work and to think and to do life when you've got pressure in your pineal gland area and your whole head. So it was better at 3 weeks, like a lot better. And I was like, oh, I think it's starting to get into my system. Right. So we got to give it the time. And then I noticed when I kind of got a little bit inconsistent, trying to spread out a package over a couple of days, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. Right. So then I was drinking oil. So just sharing that. I have noticed real quick here, eyesight as well. I mean, I wear readers. I haven't really been, I can read. I can read this stuff right now. And I do have multifocal lenses, but I was needing multifocal lenses and readers and everything, and it was still inconsistent. I can see things better. Breathing, both nostrils are open. I'm down 5 pounds. I'm staying down 5 pounds. I'm not, I don't need to lose much weight, but I definitely my belly and stuff like that. And I'm like, I went on the scale again and I was like, I'm still down 5 to 7 or maybe 5 to 6. My toenails, Joe, I just got to show some funny. You climbed Mount Kilimanjaro and hiking and all that stuff. Well, my toes don't look really good. I'm older now, and I'm always jamming them in the end of my shoes when I'm hiking down Grouse Mountain. I go up and down Grouse Mountain and up and down the Chief and Squamish, where I'm living right now. Until recently, they had a big fall, a big fall. And unfortunately, they've closed the whole mountain. And I'm like, oh no, God, where am I going to live now? Because it's like it's not a mountain, but it's like as close to a mountain as possible. So I'm like, where am I going to go? And I looked at my toenails a few weeks into Prima, and I'm like, they were looking kind of bashed up and kind of yellowy. I'm like, ooh, do I have like fungal? My nails are okay. My toes were, oh, and I started to go, oh, they're getting a little, they're not yellow like they were. They're looking, I have to tell you, because it was like such a crazy thing. But Joe, you're a runner, and when people do stuff, like we push our bodies in different ways. And so one more, and lastly, I just want to say, those are my main things that I can think of right now. My mood, it's helped my mood. I've been through 2 years of just HELL, very difficult time with midlife and my apathy and all the stuff. And so the mood has been better. And there was just one more thing I was going to share in my brain. I just forgot what it was. I guess it'll come back to me.
You've got
But
so
thank
much
you.
going on. You need to write it all down and bullet point.
I do. I got my little notes, but I'm better to just, yeah, I got them all down.
Wow. Hold it up to the screen so we can see everything that's
Oh, okay.
going on.
Well, I don't know if you can really read my scribbles, right? Okay. Like it's like
That's crazy.
down
Wow.
5 pounds, my digestive system,
Yeah,
flexibility and loose, 5 days change in my shoulder,
that's
3 weeks.
great.
Yeah, right. And then toenails.
Thank you. Thank you.
Incredible.
Thank you. Thank you, Colleen. That's awesome. That's
Incredible.
incredible. Yeah. Wow.
Thank you.
So while you were giving your story, I got a text from Fifi. And is Kevin on the line right now? Is Kevin, are you out there? Fifi said that you wanted to share.
Oh, hey, Hernan, that text was before the thing started. He was the first one, Kevin Palmer.
Okay. We already got Kevin.
Yeah,
Okay. All
thank
right.
you.
Well, I am 71 years old, you know.
You
Come on,
are.
give me a break.
I know.
Jeez.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Fifi, you want to share your testimony? Yeah. Okay. Anyone else before we go?
You should ask
No?
Harley. Ask Harley.
Oh,
His
Harley.
first night on flats.
Really? Harley, are you there?
Oh, I'm there, but I don't know how profound it is.
Well, let's hear it. What happened?
Well, I've had two knee replacements in 21 and one in October of 21 and one in March of 22. And it's been good and everything, but I've been struggling with inflammation the last little while because of putting on some extra weight. It's probably not great for my knees, but um, since I've only had the Flexure a couple of days now, and I put it on and we put it on. I put it on a few times and I noticed a difference fairly quickly, but I put it on Saturday night. Sunday morning, we went to a meeting and there's some stairs where you got to go up and down. And going downstairs is usually a struggle. I can feel it. It's just like I almost got to go down sideways. But I that was the night before that I'd used it, and I walked down those stairs, straight down the stairs with no discomfort. Like I could feel it there, but there was no discomfort, nothing like before. So to me, that was impressive.
Wow. And it happened quickly, huh?
Yeah, I
Wow.
thought it did. Yeah. So I've been sharing it a little bit in that way because there's a few people probably that have joint discomfort and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's something to recognize for sure.
That's amazing. Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Hey, is Keith out there?
Hey,
Keith? Yeah.
before you go, Hernan, I
Yeah.
am the most untechnical person on the planet. I had turned off or muted my phone again, and I couldn't get my screen to show me the microphone to unmute it, so I couldn't answer. But I am so sorry. I love the products. I love the products. I had a fall last December. And so I've been left with quite a bit of pain sometimes in my spine or discomfort for sure in my spine. And that just with the Prima alone has been greatly reduced. Obviously, I take that twice. No, I take it once a day. I spent about a week and I took it twice a day, but I would literally fall asleep, which I never do in the daytime. Absolutely. Um, Being on the Prima, I've had even more energy than I normally do, but I thought maybe my body was detoxing too fast. So I stopped that. The Flex has been wonderful. It's helped my shoulder with discomfort. It's helped my spine as best I can rub it on there. And I love the olive oil. I too drink in the morning and at night. Exactly what Joe said, a tablespoon every morning and every night. And I'm so grateful for OLIABO. I'm just grateful. Yeah. Thank you. And thank you
Yeah.
for your leadership, you and Robin. And thank you, Joe. I know you're there. Thank you for what you all have created for all of us. We
Yeah.
can change the world. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
Before Thank you, Fifi, for sharing. Keith, are you out there? I don't know. I didn't see Keith. Keith, I was on Keith's call today. He does a call every day, Monday through Sunday, at noon when they're all on their lunch at work. He takes up their whole lunch every day. It's pretty clever, really. But today I was on there with him, and man, the flex, every single person on that call came on and had a testimony. It was unbelievable. I don't know if any of you are on tonight, but and I can't remember the name, this person's name, but he had the his arm was just a mess with these spots. You know, when you get older, you get these spots on your arm, age spots or whatever. And he just, for whatever reason, he thought he would just take a little bit of the flex and rub it on those spots, and they're he said they're like almost gone. Yeah. So so just try to have an open mind, and I'll tell you this. The other night I fell asleep. I was really tired. I fell asleep at 9 o'clock in my chair. I told Robin I have to close my eyes. I fell asleep. I woke up at midnight, and I realized I hadn't taken my Prima yet. And so I took my Prima, and I slept till 8 o'clock in the morning. I slept 11 hours, and it was a heavy sleep, like I was part of the bed, like I had melded into the bed. So I don't know if it was because I took it late at night like that or why, but I haven't done that since I was a kid. Pretty amazing. So I hopefully I'll have some more nights like that. That was kind of fun. But I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you, Joe, for being a part of our evening. I appreciate you and your brother Gordon and Curtis and the whole gang at corporate. You guys are awesome. I look forward to traveling all over the world with you guys. I look forward to our trip in Italy. And hopefully, pretty soon, you guys will give us an idea of what we have to do to earn that trip so that we can all
Hernan,
start working on it. Yeah,
It's coming.
good, good.
Hernan, can I share something real quick?
Yeah, hi, Bobby.
I wanted to share, the day after Thanksgiving, I injured my foot, my Achilles heel. So for the first 3 weeks of December, I couldn't drive the car. I put a shoe on. But the day that my daughter got her Prima ahead of me and my husband ran over, got it, within a half an hour, my discomfort of a 10 went to a discomfort of a 1, 2. And I'd also had a chronic cough for a number of years, but especially bad in the last 6 months. The first 13 days, I did not have my chronic cough at night. Then I was exposed to how I got it because I couldn't get out of the house, this flu that's going around. And I wanted to share, I think you said you took a Prima at night also. So I took two, and my husband, as a prevention from getting it from me, he started taking two Primas, AM and PM. And as soon as I got the Flex, and I want to tell everybody out there, once you start to get the flu, double up on the Primas, I suggest. But the Flex, oh my goodness, I put it on. I put it on my chest, and I think there was somebody on the call. I don't know if it was Donna. One of the gals said Friday night they put the Flex on the bottom of their foot, and boy, does that help not only your chest pain but your cough. And so I just wanted to share that as anybody that's coming down with anything. This is a gold mine. Thank you.
Wow. Holy cow. I didn't hear all that before. That's crazy. Wow. That's very good. Thank you so much, Bobby.
Thank you for all you do.
Oh, you see, oh, that's my mouse.
Hernan,
Okay.
Hernan, if I can add to that, back in the day with Joe and Gordon, when we had the pericarp oil,
Uh-huh.
I started putting it on the bottom of my feet, and I had the most massive inflammation, like release, and just incredible. So as Bobby just said, yes, it was me who was putting it on the bottom of my feet, but I got a little overzealous the last couple of days. I've been doing the navel, the feet, it's going everywhere. I actually broke out in like almost a massive detox yesterday. I thought I was getting the flu, like really, and I broke out in a fever. And I took a Prima right at bedtime last night, and I've dialed back on my Flex where I'm applying it because now I'm realizing if we are having discomfort release within 15 to 20 minutes, you start applying it to areas of the skin and the body that absorbs even more. We have to treat the Flex like we're treating the Prima. And I'm personally detoxing really fast right now. And so I've dialed back on how much Flex I'm putting on my body topically. And yeah, so
That's awesome. Wow. That's incredible. Man, I need more Flex. Holy cow. I can't believe you
Hernan,
guys.
I know you want to close here shortly, but I just want to add to the pericarp conversation just real quick. When we had the pericarp before, one of my dear customers and friends, she had a quite a good fall. You know, we were using pericarp oil for cuts, burns, and wounds.
Which
So
is what's in the Flex, right?
yes, this is my point. So I actually want it. I know it's a proprietary blend, but it's like I'm curious, Joe, you know, how much mangosteen pericarp oil is in there? But so that's actually a question of mine in my mind. So I'll leave that with you guys. My friend put them on her cuts and burns, and she was like, "Where's my liquid gold? Where's my?" And we had to get some for her, lend her mine, and the cuts healed so quickly just by applying that and or mangosteen at the time, but it was, you know, purple juice all over your body. But this stuff was the, you know, the real thing. So I'm thinking, like, I just got my Flex last night because I just came home from being in another city. So I'm giving it a go. I put it all over and I had a little spill, not like Rosie where she kind of, you know, the top went off with her. I got curious, silly me. I'm gonna take it all off and I'm gonna look inside and see what the end thing and maybe I can get drops from there. And then what do? I got excited and I just touched it and I spilled on my counter.
Oh no.
And I ran in and got the pericarp a little thing from a pericarp oil to kind of try to, you know, put it up and put the rest all over me. But anyways, I just wanted to share that. Maybe try it on those things as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing. All right, guys. Well, we've been on here for an hour. We better fly. Thanks so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Joe, for being a part of our evening. We all love and appreciate you guys, everything you're doing. It's absolutely incredible. I'm going to keep poking at Curtis for our replicated site. So I think I'll drive him crazy before we get him. But, anyways, yeah,
It's
love you
coming.
guys.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you, everyone. Love you all.
Yep.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Joe.
Hernan. Thank you,
too.
Robin.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Have a
Robin and
great,
Thanks,
Hernan.
y'all.
have
Oh,
a great
don't
night,
miss.
everyone.
Yeah, don't miss tomorrow, the corporate Zoom tomorrow at 2 o'clock Mountain. Okay.
Yep. You don't want to miss that one. It's going to be a good
Yeah.
one. Thanks,
Okay,
everyone.
good.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank
Love
you
you all.
guys.
Ciao.
See you all later.
Ciao,
Bye bye,
ciao.
Joe.